Today, we're diving into a really fascinating story. It's about a woman who, on the surface, had it all. But on the inside, she was absolutely crumbling under the weight of her choices. It's a powerful look at what success really means, what we do with guilt, and the tough compromises we make.
So let's meet Disha. From the outside looking in, she was the poster child for success. You know the type, a real go-getter, a role model, basically someone everyone looked up to. Her life looked like it was totally full of purpose and accomplishment. But that whole public image, it was just a mask. In a quiet, private moment, the truth comes out in just 4 little words. And that's really the heart of the story, isn't it? That huge, huge gap between the life she was showing the world and the one she was actually living. Okay, so in this first part, let's really dig into that perfect facade. We're going to look at all the things Disha did to try and find some peace and, well, why none of it was even coming close to working.
I mean, just look at this list. It's kind of exhausting just reading it, right? 15 different meditation sessions, running her entire housing society, traveling to every religious site you can think of, reading all the holy books. She was always doing something, constantly building this perfect image of a spiritual, successful person. But really, all this activity was just her way of running away from something much, much deeper. And then this happens. A preacher says this, and it just cuts through all that noise. This is the moment everything changes. It's what finally forces Disha to stop looking for answers out there in ashrams and books, and instead to actually turn around and face the real source of her pain. And so she finally does it. She looks inward. And right here, in this next section, we're about to find out the one specific thing that has been absolutely haunting her for years.
And there it is, the confession. You see, her job as a deal maker, well, it wasn't about building things up. It was about tearing them down. So the very thing that made her rich, her success, is also the source of this soul-crushing guilt. She knows, without a doubt, that her success came directly from other people's suffering.
And this isn't just some vague feeling of guilt. No, it's tied to this one incredibly tragic story. A single decision she made at work set off this devastating ripple effect. It wasn't just a memo or a number on a spreadsheet. It destroyed a man's health and his family's entire future. This is the memory that plays over and over in her head. So, with the truth finally out in the open, her guru offers her a way forward. But, and this is a big but, this path is not going to be easy. It comes with a seriously high price. So let's take a look at the guru's prescription for redemption. Whoa, the guru's philosophy is pretty blunt, isn't it? Basically, you can't think your way out of a problem you acted your way into. In the world of karma, cause and effect, it's not enough to just feel sorry or ask for forgiveness. Your actions have to be balanced out by other actions. And that brings us to this key word, prayashchit. So what does it mean? It means atonement, yeah, but it's really specific. It's about atonement through real, tangible action, through penance. It's not about thoughts and prayers. It's about paying a real price and making a real sacrifice to try and balance the scales. And here's the specific action she has to take. The guru's advice is almost poetic in a way. It's perfectly symmetrical. The money she earned by causing all that suffering, she now has to use that very same money to relieve it. It's like using the poison as the antidote. A clear, direct path to making things right. So the path is laid out right in front of her. But seeing the path and actually walking it, well, that's a whole different story. And this brings Disha to the absolute moral crossroads of her entire life. And right here, this is where she hesitates. And it's such a human fear, isn't it? She is desperate for peace of mind, but she's also become really attached to the security and the comfort that her money buys. She's completely torn between her conscience and her comfort. So the choice before her is just stark. Path A, redemption. It means a simple life, using all her wealth to help those people, and maybe, just maybe, finding that inner peace. Or path B, security. Keep the money, the luxuries, the lifestyle, but risk living with that crushing guilt forever. I mean, what would you choose? It's a tough one. Faced with this pretty much impossible choice, Disha does what, let's be honest, a lot of us would do. She thinks about it. For days, for weeks, and slowly her mind starts to build a case for a third option, a compromise. let's watch how she actually rationalizes her way out of this really difficult choice.
Okay, so here's her first move. She downsizes the solution. Instead of giving it all away, she thinks, hey, how about a small donation? It's a gesture, an action that lets her feel like she's doing something good without actually making the huge sacrifice the guru demanded. And then comes step 2. She starts to shift the blame. All of a sudden, it's not just her responsibility anymore. She starts pointing fingers at other people who also profited from the deal. And by doing that, she's trying to dilute her own role in it, to make that moral weight on her shoulders feel a little bit lighter.
And here it is, the final knockout punch in her self-justification, the one we've all heard, maybe even used. I was just doing my job. It's like she builds a wall with those words, a wall that separates the dealmaker Disha from the person Disha. It's a really powerful and, frankly, very common way to live with tough choices. And just like that, she finds a reason. She finds a way to live with herself. She kind of outsources the pain and decides to move on. But you know what? The story doesn't really end there. It leaves us all with this lingering, unanswered question.
So she found a reason, a justification that lets her sleep at night. But is a reason the same thing as redemption? Is being comfortable the same thing as being at peace? The story doesn't give us the answer, and maybe that's the point. It just leaves us to wonder, will she ever truly find the happiness she was so desperately searching for? Or did she just find a more convenient way to live with her pain? And it leaves you wondering, what would I have done?